The Trump tariff war seems to be worsening. China is going into full war mode with the US, and all of this is impacting crypto and stock markets. While everyone is being fearful, it seems whales are taking this as a buying opportunity. In this video, we'll find out what impact China's next move will have on the market, as well as massive XRP Ripple updates. This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright guys, welcome back. Today we are still pretty much holding on, waiting for the same thing. This was actually supposed to break down on Monday, and it's now Wednesday, and the market is still not fully broken down to the extent that I thought it would. We have just been slowly drifting down, it seems, from around the mid 80s to around now the mid 70s. I'm still waiting for that one final last little leg down towards $71,000. I do think it's happening. I do think we will probably get there this week. I mean, we can see the S&P. We have made a bounce back the other day on Monday and Tuesday, but then we sold off. Actually, we sold off into Tuesday, and so now I think we're actually going to head lower this Wednesday. I think, tariffs go into effect today. Actually, it's April 9th. Tariffs go into effect today. We also have China, which is upping the stakes. So not a lot of great things are happening for the overall markets, which we're going to get to in a second. But I do think we overall do unfortunately go lower towards $71,500 at least this week. So yeah, I think that's the case. That's the base case for me right now. So starting off, we have Axel Bitblaze, who says China is going to full war mode with the U.S. First, it imposed 34% tariffs on U.S. goods after Trump's reciprocal tariff announcement. Then it announced a ban on the import of U.S. films into China. And then just a few hours ago, China said it will fight to the end after Trump's additional 50% tariff threat. But this is just one part of the picture. There's something else China is doing that's causing a lot of harm to the U.S. and Trump's goal. And I'm talking about the dumping of T-bills. Since Liberation Day, China has sold $50 billion in T-bills. So you can see the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield has been almost erased since Liberation Day dropped. So they've been dumping U.S. T-bills. So why is this bad for the U.S.? Right now, the primary goal of the U.S. government is to dump Treasury yields. They want lower yields to refinance their debt cheaply, but China's dumping is putting all their efforts in vain. With China dumping T-bills, bond values are falling and yields are rising. This is why T-bill yields are the same as they were on Liberation Day. This is despite market uncertainty and U.S. stocks erasing over $7 trillion. But there's something even worse. As per the Treasury Department's website, China holds $760.8 billion in T-bills as of January 2025. This means they have a lot more T-bills to dump and push the yields higher. And what will happen if the yields don't come down? The Fed will not pivot and the US government will have to pay a lot more to refinance their debt. This is why the stock and crypto markets are dumping continuously as the US versus China trade war gets uglier. Until there's some resolution, I'm expecting this carnage to continue. So not great things are going on between the US and China. It just keeps getting worse day by day. We also have the White House press secretary saying this about the 104% tariff on China going into effect.
I just spoke to the president about this, and he believes that China wants to make a deal with the United States. He believes China has to make a deal with the United States. It was a mistake for China to retaliate. The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder. That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight. But the president believes that she and China want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get that started. And the president also wanted me to tell all of you that if China reaches out to make a deal, he'll be incredibly gracious, but he's going to do what's best for the American people.
But then at the same time, Crypto RS says, while you're being fearful, Bitcoin whales are loading up. The number of wallets holding 1,000 plus Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high for this year. Now is not the time to sell. Now is the time to hodl and DCA if you can. So we can see the number of whales holding over 1,000 Bitcoin has gone up as the price is going down. Then we also have Cointelegraph saying the Bitwise CIO claims Bitcoin will hit new all-time highs when the market volatility stabilizes. So he said this.
I think it's held up exceptionally well. I think Bitcoin bulls should be inspired by the performance, and it's set up to rally significantly if we get a period of stability in the broader equity markets. It's worth remembering the last time we had true economic chaos during the start of COVID, Bitcoin wicked down to $5,000 and even below that. Today, we're talking about $80,000. It's a different asset. It has a broader distribution of institutional ownership. And again, I think what it's telling you is once this market volatility stabilizes, we're going to see it return to new all-time highs and then beyond. It's really a display of strength.
Now, while I do tend to agree, we just don't know exactly when this volatility is going to end. Is it going to be in a week when there's some kind of resolution between China? Is it going to be in a couple of months when there's a resolution and all the tariffs are, less of a important, factor into the market? Who knows? It could be a week, it could be a couple of months, it could be by the end of the year. I do agree with him. It's just when is that going to happen? Then moving on, we have Ripple, who says, today Ripple announced it's acquiring Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, becoming the first crypto company to own and operate a global multi-asset prime broker. When I first read this, I thought they were acquiring Silk Road, from back in the day, which would have been actually hilarious, but it's Hidden Road. I thought it was going to be Silk Road. So together, Ripple and Hidden Road are bringing the promise of digital assets to institutional customers at scale, bridging traditional finance and decentralized finance in ways never seen before. Then also Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, said, today Ripple announced the acquisition of Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, one of the largest deals ever in the crypto space. But the price tag isn't what's important. It's that the deal marks a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for crypto to access the largest and most trusted traditional markets and vice versa. Prime brokers, along with other key functions historically managed by banks for the most part, like Hidden Road, have proven themselves as the trusted intermediary for the largest hedge funds, market makers, OTC desks, quant traders, and more. Ripple has been a customer of Hidden Road for years, and we know their breadth and expertise firsthand, clearing $3 trillion annually for 300 plus of the top financial institutions globally. This is the capital and activity that will tap into XRP and the XRP ledger's bread and butter, instant, efficient, scalable, and low-cost movement of value. Instead of waiting over 24 hours to settle trades through fiat rails, Hidden Road will be using XRPL for clearing portions of trades, and most consequentially, using RLUSD as collateral across its prime brokerage services, including cross-asset, crypto, and traditional instrument trades. With this deal and the backing of Ripple's significant balance sheet, Hidden Road will exponentially expand its capacity to service its pipeline and become the largest non-bank prime broker globally. Also at the same time, we had the XRP ETF, which went live. So Eric Balchunas says Standard Chartered is back to making super bullish crypto-related predictions. Says XRP will hit $5.50 by end of the year, and $12.50 in 3 years. Currently, it's at $1.94. Nature is healing. And also, the XXRP 2x XRP ETF saw $5 million in volume on day one. Very respectable, especially considering the market conditions. This puts it in approximately top 5% of new ETF launches. So big things for XRP, although I will say the price is still not, that much higher. We are still holding around $1.84-ish, 3-ish right now. I do think if we get any pump into New York Open today, I do think if we get a pump towards $2, I think we still do come down here. I don't think we've fully healed nature. I think there are still global macro tariffs going on right now. So I think any possible pump towards $2 will get sold off into pretty heavily as an underside retest and probably come down here towards $1.50 like I've been saying before. So I don't think XRP is out of the woods yet, just like the rest of the crypto market. And then moving on, we have Cointelegraph saying Justin, Canary has filed for a Sui ETF with the SIBO. At the same time, Sui is doing the number 6 top DEX volume by chain. And also we have Sui saying the power of one like. So Ledger says you asked for it. We Sui'd up. Ledger X Sui Network coming very soon to Ledger Live. So if you want to hold your assets off a centralized exchange, which is recommended, you'll be able to do it very soon with Ledger and Sui. Also, Sui has surpassed Ton, now the 3rd largest blockchain by daily active addresses. So Sui has surpassed Ton and become the 3rd largest blockchain by daily active addresses, rising to 2.46 million users. According to recent blockchain activity data, Sui has risen to become the 3rd largest network by active addresses, surpassing Tron. Daily active addresses on Sui surged from 1.38 million to 2.46 million, marking an increase of 1.08 million users. This shift has pushed Tron down to 4th place after its activity slightly decreased to 2.45 million from 2.77 million. We can see here the activity of Sui becoming, the 3rd largest above Tron, above TRX in March. So by the end of March, we have Sui here in 3rd place. And further data reveals that Sui has surpassed 8 billion total transactions between May 2023 and January 2025. The platform also recorded over 2.9 billion transaction blocks during this period, and the milestone ranks Sui among the top transacting networks globally in terms of volume. In addition, SuiScan reports that the total users on Sui have exceeded 123 million as of early April 2025. Over 4.1 million new accounts have joined the network this month, with 100 million active. This reflects a high activity ratio over 81%. This chart provided by SuiScan shows a parabolic growth trend beginning in late 2024 and continuing into the first quarter of 2025. So that is Sui is now surpassing Tron as the 3rd largest blockchain by daily active users. Then moving on, we have Trump's World Liberty Finance has started selling ETH at a loss. Now, this is still a little bit of speculation, although, Arkham said it and Look on Chain has said it, but it seems to be a wallet that is connected to World Liberty Finance. We don't know for sure if it actually is, but it's very possible that it is. So according to Arkham, a wallet possibly linked to World Liberty sold 5,471 ETH for $8 million at 14.65 30 minutes ago. This was this morning. World Liberty Finance previously spent $210 million to buy 67,493 ETH at an average price of $3,259. It is now sitting at a loss of $125 million. So they basically bought 2x from here. So they need to 2x just to get back to break even on all of their ETH, which is not great for, the president's crypto project. So not looking too good if that is true. I don't know for sure if it is, but if it is, wow. Meanwhile, Merlin the trader said Ethereum has dumped 51% since Eric Trump said it was a great time to buy. The top signal was presidential. So if you guys remember, Eric Trump said back when we dipped to around $3,000, he said it's a great time to buy, in my opinion. And then he also edited the tweet as well, and I think he said something like not financial advice. And then dumped 51%, and now all the memes are coming out of, hey, is it still a great time to buy Ethereum as it's down 50%? So yeah, not looking the best for Ethereum, like we've been saying, but this is not one that we're going to personally be buying too much of. I can see it going down towards $1,200 still. I don't think anything has really changed. We are losing this level of support. It's not holding up too great. So I expect if the market sells off, Ethereum's going down to 1,200. And, WLDFI Finance, if they are actually selling, it's not going to help because it's a very trackable wallet. Everyone starts to see that, the president has given up on Ethereum as well. Not going to be too great for Ethereum. This might have a wick down past 1,200 into this order block around $1,000. So not looking the best for Ethereum, unfortunately, right now. And then lastly, Look On Chain also says whales are dumping SOL. So this whale has unstaked 159,000 SOL for $16.5 million and sold 60,000 SOL for $6.13 million at $102 4 hours ago. Another wallet sold just under 90,000 SOL for $9.67 million at $108 14 hours ago. So some whales are unstaking. They are kind of giving up. Maybe it's just a whole macro. Maybe they need money. But, they've staked for this long and now they're selling for, not great gains right now. But on the flip side, the Canadian Stock Exchange listed firm Sol Strategies has acquired 2,400 SOL in March, bringing its total holdings to 267,000 SOL, valued at 41.4 million Canadian dollars. So Sol Strategies, obviously in their name, they're going to continue to buy Solana. I don't think Solana's dead. I just don't think, this is exactly the place to buy it necessarily. I do think we're probably still going down towards $87. That has not changed. I do think any pumps up towards $120 will probably be heavily sold into by other whales. And I think you're going to be able to get around $87. Unfortunately, the market has not turned, out very well in the past couple of weeks. So yeah, I do think us coming down to this next level of support is imminent, probably this week at least. But yeah, that is it for the video today, guys. We are hovering just under $77,000 for Bitcoin today. I expect maybe we get a pump into New York Open, but anything below this 81,000 on Bitcoin is probably just an underside retest. Until we can start to clear above around $85,000-ish, we won't be looking for any, higher continuation up right now. So that's what's going on right now, unfortunately. But that is it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow.